Before the records, before the box office crowns, before the name became an empire whispered in cinemas across Nigeria, there was just Funke, a young woman with a stubborn dream and a voice that refused to stay quiet. She did not arrive in Nollywood with a crown on her head. She arrived with determination, long days, small roles, and quiet hunger of someone who knew she was meant for more. In the late 90s, she appeared in I Need to Know, a television series that introduced her to Nigerian audiences. It was a modest beginning, the kind that doesn't promise glory, but even there was something about her, something alive, something expressive, something unforgettable. Still, the industry was not designed to make space for women like her. Roles were limited, opportunities were scarce, and success often felt like a door that only opened from the inside. But Funke was not built to wait outside. In 2008, she made a decision that would change her life and Nollywood forever. She stopped waiting for the perfect role and created one for herself. That role was Jennifer. Jennifer was not polished, she was not perfect, she was loud, dramatic, awkward, ambitious, and sometimes completely ridiculous. She spoke broken English and chased big dreams in the big city. She made mistakes in public and she learned the hard way. And somehow, in all her chaos, she felt real. Nigerians saw her and laughed, then they laughed again. And then they realized they knew someone like Jennifer, or maybe they were Jennifer. What began as a simple comedy film quickly became a cultural storm. Jennifer was no longer just a character on screen. She became a voice in everyday conversation. Her slang entered the streets, her expressions entered classrooms, her personality entered pop culture. Funke Akindele had created more than a role. She created a movement. She was not done. Where others saw success, Funke saw potentials. Where others would have stopped, she expanded. She brought Jennifer back, not just as a movie, but as a television series. Jennifer Diary, and suddenly the character was no longer just a one-time laugh. She was a weekly ritual, a household name, a national obsession. Jennifer lived in living rooms, she lived in memes, she lived in everyday language. And behind the laughter, Funke was quietly building something powerful. She stepped behind the camera, she took control of her stories, she became a popular producer, a creator, a force. Film after film, she began to dominate the Nigerian box office. Omogeto the Saga, Battle on Booker Street, these were not just movies, these were events. Crowds filled the cinemas, records were broken, history was made. In an industry where men often controlled the money, the decisions, and the power, Funke Akindele built her own throne. She became more than an actress, she became a brand, a filmmaker, a businesswoman, a box office queen. And perhaps her greatest achievement was not just the numbers or the awards or the fame, it was the doors she opened. She showed young women across Nigeria that they did not have to wait for permission. They could create their own opportunities, they could write their own scripts, they could build their own empires. Today, Jennifer is no longer just a character, she's a cultural memory, a language, a symbol of ambition wrapped in comedy. And behind that symbol stands Funke Akindele, a woman who turned laughter into legacy, a woman who turned the role into a revolution, a woman who refused to stay small in a world that accepted her too. She did not just make people laugh, she made history. And this is a story of a woman who refused to stay small. This is HERNAIJA, where African women rise, shine, and leave their mark. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of our heroes.
Even if you involve the police, I'll win this case. You're right. You gave me money to buy tickets. I used it for something else. What I use it